Hey everybody, it's your boy J Dub, aka Kratos, the god of PlayStation. And I am here to give you guys my live reaction and my honest thoughts on the Xbox X. I was able to play it today, yesterday as well. Ton of games. Um, and I'll give you guys a list of the games I have. I've been able to play Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, Shadow of War, Gears 4, Halo 5, um, Forza Horizon 3, Forza 7, Sunset Overdrive. What else? The State of Decay 1. I've been able to play. I think there's a couple more that I'm missing out on. And I plan on giving you guys my honest opinion on it. Obviously, I have the consoles. I've had them since, well, I can't tell you when I had them. Yep. So I got my hands on them, been testing them out, and I'm going to give you guys my honest thoughts. What I'm doing right now, I'm just trying to wait till a few more people get in here. And once they get in here, then I'll go ahead and give you guys my thoughts. Let me log in so I can see your comments. Hope you guys are having a great day today. Supersonic Wolf, what's up, fam? EJ, Stephen King, Savage, The Truth, Delta Boy, Thomas, what is up, peeps? B Money. Just waiting for a few more people to get in here, and then I'll give you guys my honest opinion on the X. And today, I said yesterday, I made a statement, and I'm holding true to that. I said that, yo, J Dog, what's going on, man? Thanks for coming in here. But I did tell you guys that I was going to let the Xbox guys. This is their day. They've been waiting a long time for this. And I wasn't going to steal their thunder. I wasn't going to, rain on their parade. They deserve this day. They've been waiting a long time. And so I wasn't going to troll them or give any negative feedback or, do stuff like that. You guys know me. You know what I do. So I'll tell you guys that. Congrats to a couple of guys who won a random Twitter Kratos loot crate today. One of the guys, I think his tag is Ryan Gillian or whatever. Never really seen him before, but he was on Twitter.
Hello.
And 2K Entertainment. Shout out to him. And we have my man Craig in the house. Craig, what's going on, man?
Hey, what's happening, my brother? Sorry I was late. We got to watching Zoo on Netflix, and I'm like, oh, hell, I got to go. So we flipped everything over to the other TV. So it's what's going on, brother. What's happening?
Doing good. So I was just waiting till a few more people fill in here. I was just telling everybody, just small talk, just kind of telling these guys what, I'm going to give them my thoughts, my honest thoughts.
Yeah.
Of the Xbox X and where it stands and everything. I was giving a shout out and congratulations to the guys who won the Kratos loot crates a little bit earlier. I made the announcements. Today is my daughter's sweet 16, man. I can't believe it, but 16 years old today.
You old man.
Yeah, I am, man. I feel like it, but she's always going to be that little girl in my eyes,
Yeah. Well, congratulations on that, man. I'm sure she's gonna grow up to be exactly what you and the mom need her to be, and so that's all good. But congratulations and happy birthday from myself and everybody at Craig's Corner. Hope you all have a good one.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. She's probably sitting on cloud 9. Hardcore, what's going on, man? What's going on, guys? Yeah, she's probably sitting on cloud 9, man. She got her driver's license. She's had her permit for about a month, and so I've been kind of keeping some things under wraps. So got her a little small one of those little Porsche Caymans. So right now she's on cloud 9.
Oh yeah, you're the best dad in the world.
Oh yeah. not and that's maybe for a month or two until she gets mad at me, and then all that's out the door. You know how girls do, but that is sweethearts. That it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, and a shout out and congratulations to the people that did win. I joked earlier. I said, "Oh darn, I never win anything." I picked that up from my aunt. So, but shout out to the guys that won, and man, big thanks to you for doing that. That doesn't happen every day. So you're a true gamer, and I know I appreciate it, and I appreciate your opinion and what you've brought to the community. Just level-headed, tell it like it is. Get a little jostling back and forth with the fanboys, But overall, I appreciate everything you brought to the table. So
thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Like you, need more folks like you in the community.
Thanks. Again, just a little backstory, man. When I was growing up, plenty of times, man, I wanted some games and stuff, and obviously, I couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
And this man, I had like the Atari 2600 after, I was playing that when the Super Nintendo came out. So that tells you how I didn't, it took me forever to get a NES. But what I would do, man, I would save the little change that I had, and I would always buy those Game Pro magazines and those Nintendo like monthly magazines, and that's how I would stay up to date on video games. I couldn't afford them, but if I read about them, I kind of felt, that kind of gave me some consolation. And there were times where, just going into a thrift store or something, I'd see they'd have, some games or something, and I just, for whatever reason, I just wasn't able to get them, or my parents weren't able to get them for me, or just didn't get them for me, and so that kind of stung. And so I said, once I got grown, that I would be a blessing to others in this hobby and with things like that. And so it doesn't hurt to give back, because you just never know, whose life that you could affect or change or whatever doing that. And so that's just something that I've been doing for, quite a long time, whether it's with charity or something like that. But, again, this is our industry, man. This is something that we love. A lot of us are grown. We have wives, kids, and different lives and stuff. And this is something that we can still come together and join and like and enjoy, and and just it takes the stress off of life. And we communicate. I've met a lot of good friends through YouTube, Twitter, and and everybody else. So it's it's a good thing. It's definitely a good thing.
Yeah, and I want to say this because somebody passed this down to me on YouTube, One Stop for Gamers. If anybody is out there thinking about starting a channel and kind of is hesitant on speaking out on certain things, or to be gaming or something else, go ahead and do it. Set everything up. It's going to be worth it. When I first sat down and started, I remember I got my first 5 subs, and I thought, okay, that's it. I don't need any more. The next thing you know, it was up to 15. Then I said, okay, I'll get the 50, then I'll be done. There's no reason for me to go past that. And where I'm at now, close to 400 subs is because there's 100 million places people can go and get their information. It's just a reality. And so the fact that they were able to find me, You know, it's like NASA finding extraterrestrial life out there with all the stars, you know. So
yeah.
So I appreciate it. So I try to be accurate. But anybody who wants to start a channel, and whether it be about this or movies or whatever, don't be afraid to reach out. I know I'm more than willing to talk to anybody about what I can, you know, what I did and what I can do, and you know, just stuff like that. And because I'm doing that because somebody did it for me. You know, One Stop and a Bear Hugger. Shout out to both those gentlemen and the whole dream team. Just sitting down on Sundays and listening to that podcast gave me the, you know, kind of gave me the energy to go ahead and just try it. You know, worst case scenario, if I couldn't do it, I'd pack everything up and take my stuff back to Best Buy and get my money back. You know,
yeah.
So, but the software was free to set everything up on, and so it you know, it was a small investment, but it's a lot of fun to sit down and do it and conversate with people with the same ideas as you and people who are challenging you as well. So but yeah, just I've enjoyed it way more than I thought I would, and to be close to where I am now with subs, and you know, not did them the old-fashioned way, didn't buy them or whatever people call that. I didn't know you could do that, you know. So, but yeah, so it's all fun, guys. It's informational. Yeah. There's things that you think you may have right, and you're like, maybe you heard it wrong, and somebody can correct you, and that's fine and stuff like that. But but you know, but you know what I mean. Just overall. If you're willing to do it, guys, if you want advice, just basic advice. I can't tell. I just learned how to do screen sharing this past about four months ago. And I wasn't kidding when I tell people that. Like, I really am not that good at getting all that stuff set up to go. You know, so if it's not basically plug and play, I'll have to sit down for hours to figure it out. So, but that's part of it. That's just so, you know, it's like I was playing Hellblade. People had tweeted me saying, are you acting like you're getting upset, or is that real? I said, no, that's real. I don't like games where it takes me out of the flow of the game where I have to solve a puzzle. You know, I feel like, you know, but everybody wanted to see me do it and hear the frustration. So I'm like, all right, that's fine. So it's just able to interact with people like that, people you would never interact with. And so, yeah, I wanted to say that personally, and just go ahead. I mean, I know you're doing this for your thoughts on the X, and what did do you feel they delivered? Or I'll sit back and listen, and if I have a question for you, I got one question for you. Now, do you have Assassin's Creed, or are you still waiting?
I do.
Okay. After you give your impressions, I think you know what I'm going to ask. So.
I do, and again, that's why I wanted you on, because I knew you had those questions, and and we'll go from there. Well, like I was telling the guys before we started, so I got the X. Obviously took it out the box. The first thing I noticed is how heavy it was. The thing is weighty, and it's a meaty console. So, but one thing I did notice as well is it's not as thin as everyone thinks when it comes to small. What they did is they shaved. If you look at your Xbox One S, the little black part at the bottom, the console is white, but then it has the pedestal at the bottom, the little black portion.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's floating. It looks like it's really thin, but it's not really that. What it is they basically, for the X, they just shave that bottom part. So it's literally the same thing as the S. They just shave the bottom part, which is still good for the amount of power that's in that thing. 6 teraflops. I mean, look how big the 1.3 teraflop Xbox, the OG Xbox One was. It was huge. The thing was massive. So yes, this thing here, it felt solid. It felt premium.
Right.
And that's the first thing I do want to say. This is a premium product. I didn't feel like they cut any corners when it comes to production. And I keep in mind, I do have a Project Scorpio, and I do have a couple other ones, regular ones that were gifted earlier. Again, shout out to, I think it's Fame 2K, Fame 2K, or I can't think of his Twitter handle now, and the guy named Ryan Gullion or whatever, that's his tag or whatever. Shout out to those guys. And the way I did it was, I was at my daughter's little birthday shindig. And I had her to go on my phone and just look on Twitter and pick some random guys that she saw, and she picked them out and wrote them down and gave them to me. And when I finally made it back across town and got home, I tweeted it out, and that's who it was, and that's why we are. But
again, big congrats to those guys, and again, you for doing that, because that was, like I tweeted out earlier this morning, that was, $700, $800 worth of stuff.
Yeah.
And that's so yeah, shout out to all you guys for winning it, and big clap to you for doing that, because again, you don't have to do stuff like that. And I just want you to know, from a gamer to another gamer, I appreciate that.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Again, as long as I can be a blessing to somebody else, is all good. Now with this X, first thing I did is I booted up, and I do like how they did the whole intro thing, which they typically do on their consoles. They give you a little introduction on it. I feel like I didn't miss any step going from my S to the X, so it was a seamless transition. Okay. The only thing that was killing me was the update. Obviously, it had to do an update, and that just took forever. And that's one thing. It's like with the PlayStation, I mean, you just sign in with your tag, and that's it.
Yeah, it rolls. Yeah, I understand.
That's it. But I'm not going to knock that for that. Again, I'm not going to. Kratos is not going to do his normal Kratos thing today. Today is my off day. I did say I wanted to give the Xbox guys today is the day for them. This is a day of rejoicing and being happy. They have a great, solid console that they can be proud of and they can support. And hopefully, there's bigger and better things that are coming in the future for that. I really hope that they go out and support the old games and the new games. That way we can get some more new games just by them going back and buying some of the stuff that they didn't buy the first time. Again, Resolution Gate is over with. It's a winner, guys. The Xbox X is the most powerful console on the planet, bar none. That's unarguable. Nobody can argue anything different. The X is the more powerful console. That's just what it is. There's no buts about it. There's no if. There's no ands. That's just what it is. That's what we expected for a premium console. And Microsoft built us up and built this console up to give us that. It's $500. Of course, it's a year later than the Pro. So by default, it is going to be more powerful than the Pro. Now, if a lot of the Xbox guys can just take that to heart and say, okay, we have the most powerful console. That's it. And then just buy the games and play the games and go with it, then I think the console war can come to an end. But if they start bragging and dancing and trying to make up for 4 years of L's, then that's another problem. Then I think the Sony guys are going to say, hey, look, you have the most powerful console right now. But keep in mind, you've had the weakest console for 4 years. So it's they could use that argument, but it's really no argument. I honestly think everyone should own an X and everyone should own a Pro or at least a PS4. And a Switch.
Okay. Now, can I ask 2 questions?
Go ahead.
Okay, this is about the X. Now, when you open it, it comes with the power cord to plug it in.
Yes.
Comes with a joystick. I assume the stick comes with a couple batteries. Or
yes, it comes with the AA batteries.
Okay. Does it come with the HDMI cable, or do you need to, as a consumer, go out and buy a HDMI cable?
No, it comes with everything that it needs to.
Okay.
All right. I didn't have to go and buy anything else.
Okay, and as far as the update, you said it took a while, which, all right, that's fine.
Yeah, the update took about, no lie, it took me about 20, 25 minutes.
Okay.
And as you know, when you got a brand new console, you ready to play that thing. You ready to see the results. You don't want to sit and wait.
Yeah, so this one, so with the update, does it tell you what it's updating, and then how seamless is the transition of your gamer tag that's already available? Is that just boom, it clouds it right up, or are there steps in place for them to kind of walk you through it? I'm just talking for individuals like me that are remedial.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I hear what you're saying. How easy it is, and it was easy. I'm not gonna lie. I signed in with my gamer tag. First I connected to the Wi-Fi, signed in with the gamer tag, and that was it. It was seamless. So, in this new operating system that they have, man, it's nice. It's going to take some getting used to.
Right.
I still think the PlayStation, I don't they call it the PS bar or something? They call it something. Their member bar, whatever. I think it's more simpler than the X operating system than the Windows that's on the X and the S. Just going to the settings and the basic stuff, I have to go up to the top, click on my gamer tag, which a lot of people may not even know you can go up there and click on it. But you click there and then you can go down to apps, you can go to software, and then you can get to settings. But it took me a while to figure out that's where to go. You still have those blades where you have stuff on this panel, then the next panel, and the next panel. But again, that's not a knock. It's just different. Nothing's wrong with being different. If they had the same look and feel, then there would be no sense of getting any. But it's a premium console. I noticed that the look, the feel, the weight of it. And okay, once I got it online, I got my gamer tag there, and then I look and it showed me a list of all the games that I owned, and I'm like, okay, I like this. I like this. All these games I can download. It had my Xbox 360 games. It had my Xbox One games that I bought digitally, and so I commenced to download all of that. Now, here's one thing. This was a big knock that I don't like. With my PlayStation, I can download as many games and many apps or whatever all at the same time. I think there's a limit of like 3 simultaneously downloading at the same time on the PlayStation.
Yeah.
Well, on the X, you can only download 1 at a time and the rest stay in queue.
Yeah, well, that happened to me. Of course, people, come after the Pope if you're not doing the whole Cuphead thing. And what I noticed when I was playing Cuphead was it wasn't downloading Life is Strange as I was playing. And I was like, well, why is this not downloading Life is Strange? So I had to stop playing Cuphead, go into the queue, and then tell it to download Life is Strange. And then I'm like, all right, let me just make sure it's downloaded correctly and it plays okay. But once I played for like 30 minutes on Life is Strange, I couldn't put it down. It was like crack. I'm like, I can't stop. So it's all right. So it loads up pretty well. So it has step-by-step things for like folks like me, which is good, which is good for me. So how similar was it? All right, now the 4K texture packs, when it was doing that 15 to 20 minute update, is that the system physically putting in the texture packs, or do you have to, and we may be getting ahead of ourselves, so you have to put the game in and then tell it to download the texture packs?
See, here's the thing. Okay, how the whole texture pack thing came along. I think the first game I stuck in, I downloaded Halo 5. I have it digitally. And so it downloaded the game and it automatically applied there. But on the games that I had the disc, I popped them in, it says you have an update ready. And I thought that was maybe an update for the game itself, but no, it's the texture pack. And some of those updates were like freaking 50 to 60 gigs. With one of those being, believe it or not, 180 gigs.
Wow.
Just for the update. So again, like we were talking about in the chat section right now, with D-Truth and Joe Sue, I have a 1 terabyte limit for a month. That means I can only download that for a month.
Yeah, in your chat, where's your handle at on your thing? I can't find you on YouTube.
You can't find me on YouTube? All right, tell you what, let me
podcast or
it's a JAY.
Okay, JAY,
space and then DUBYA.
D-U-B is in boy?
Yes, D-U-B-Y-A.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's J and W.
Gotcha.
You know,
Okay.
yeah.
Shout out to everybody watching there.
Yeah. Thanks for all the guys watching. It got 22 people watching. Thank you guys. I'm just giving you again some insight on the X and my thoughts on it. And again, I've been playing a lot.
Yeah.
I've been playing a lot, various games from Call of Duty, World War II, from Halo 5, Gears 4. And I'm going to tell you guys the biggest. I'm going to tell you two things. The biggest gripe, but I'm going to tell you the best thing going for this system. Okay, so now we got to the point where, I'm downloading the games. I go in and add all my games to the queue, and man, it's going to take forever. Now, one thing about it is the games do download. It shows you the download speed, and I'm hitting like 100 megabits per second on these games. So it's pretty quick for what it needs to do. It just, there's so much data there. It just still takes forever, man. It takes forever. But one thing it does let you play some of the games while it still downloads in the background. So like Forza, I was able to pop that in, and after about 5 minutes, it allowed me to, it allowed me to do that, to play like one of the first levels, the beginning, and tells you about the game and stuff like that.
Yeah. It now huge difference from you played Forza. Now
Forza, yeah, that's the first game I popped in.
Okay. You popped in, and you got the texture pack and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so what we saw, what Digital Foundry did, I guess was this in May? Man, it seems like an eon ago. That's what you got, right? As far as we can confirm that what we saw on that show is what we got.
Yes.
So
here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Hold on one second.
Okay.
Yeah, we that's exactly what happened. So I booted up the game. I played it for a few. I played that first stage when they were in Dubai. And it's a beautiful game. Again, I have it on PC, so keep it in mind, man. I have it on PC, so I'm playing it at the best that you could possibly ever play it in. But again, this is about the Xbox X and not the PC. So correct. I just want to keep it like that. I'm not going to try to cross pollinate or anything like that. So the graphics are good, solid 60 frames per second. I didn't see any dip, even when there was a ton of cars on screen, and so I'm impressed when it comes to that.
Okay. Well, all right. So it's set up. You're rolling. Now, shout out to somebody just asked a question in here about what kind of TV.
Yeah, Josu, the TV I recommend for getting the X. I'll tell you what TV I have. I have the LG B6 and the C6. That's the curve, and that's the straight flat screen OLED 4K by LG. It's the same as the B7 series. Once you go OLED, you can't go back. It just there's nothing else that can compete with it when it comes to blacks, colors, and quality. You just can't. I know a lot of people talk about Samsung's QLED and a lot of the competing type LED competition and stuff like that, but it's that I just go OLED and just get it out of here. Shout out to my main man, Randall Thor.
Heck yeah. See you, brother. What's up, Rand? Rand did a video today. The podcast he did was real good too, Rand. That video he did earlier today, you all need to go check that out if you all hadn't listened to it. He dropped some nuggets on there, so but shout out to you, Rand, out there. I hope you're enjoying your console, bro. So
definitely. So yeah, I have the OLED, the 4K, the B6 by LG, and again, I wanted the best for the X and the best for the Pro. I didn't want to have to try to search and see how can I get a better quality. I have the best.
Yeah.
So back to the X. Playing
Yes.
Forza, one thing I noticed, solid 60. It never stuttered, never gave me any issues. The game is beautiful. I'm not going to lie. I can't sugarcoat it. The game is beautiful. In-car graphics. I didn't see any jagged edges. The game is I like it. It's a beast. Again, I have it on PC. I bought it day one on PC.
Wow.
So playing it on the X gave me that same experience. I didn't see any downgrades. And so that has me smiling, because that says that there is at least one game on my PC that is equivalent to the X, and I can play back and forth and not have to worry about dropping quality, resolution, frames, or anything like that. So when it comes to Forza, again, it's a solid game. It's a solid 8 any day of the year for me. Any version of Forza, I'm going to give you a solid 8.
And you played, of course. Did you play with the stick, or did you switch to the
I just
steering wheel?
I just played with the Elite controller. Keep in mind,
okay,
I did not play with my Project Scorpio controller. It's kind of hard going from the Elite to any other controller, plastic controller for me. That's just, I spent $150 for that controller. That has to be the ultimate controller for me when I'm playing it. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I wish Microsoft would have included the Elite controller in the X. I think that would have made a really, really stronger, compelling argument on getting that for value-wise. I get it. It has 6 teraflops. The build quality is second to none. I didn't see any cheap plastic. It was just all done quality. And I think this thing will last for years and years and years. I just wish they would have, included the Elite controller. I'm not going to knock them for not doing it, but that would have been a more incentive for them to do that.
All right, now, but yeah, continue with the console as far as now. What about the first party games? Let's stick with some first party games, because this is about the Xbox. Okay.
Yes.
Now you said in chat about how you had accidentally you didn't have the texture pack on, and
yes.
that once you put the texture pack on, can you describe the difference that you saw from, I guess it would be the Xbox One S, the one I beat. And again, Gears I recommend for everybody. If you were, I liked all the Gears, even Gears Judgment, and that puts me in the minority because everybody hated Gears Judgment, but I enjoyed it. But I like Gears. So, but can you explain as far as what you saw, on your TV there, the difference in the texture pack, and just if we're jumping from the Xbox One, whether it be the S or the OG Xbox One, to the X with the texture pack, with the 4K TV, what we're going to see, the first thing you notice when you queued it up with the textures on it?
Gears 4. When I booted it up, it gave me an option to download the update. And it was a really hefty update. I don't remember how many gigs. It could be 20 to 30. I can't remember. And I don't want to lie to you guys. But so I said this time on this game, I'm going to skip. I'm going to say, no, I don't want to update it. And so I played it. And again, the game is beautiful on the S. So obviously it looks beautiful on the X. But again, it just didn't have that oomph that I was looking for. And it just didn't, it wasn't negative. It just, all these guys have been saying this game looks so good on the X, and so I'm looking for that. So I went ahead and exited out of it, and I went back in and did the update. Right. And that took about 15, 20 minutes. Again, it was a hefty, update. I'm downloading like 100 megabits per second. And Craig, I booted it up, and holy shit. That's all I can say is holy shit. This is why exclusives matter, people. This is why nobody is going to show your game in its glory like the person who makes it, like the company who gives the time and the effort to it. This is why Naughty Dog and the rest of these guys are able to, give you these graphically demanding games that just rock time after time after time after time, because they will pull every resource out of that system. A multi-plat will not do that. They will just make a game across the board and let it run at whatever is going to run uncapped. If they have to, they're not going to show you any special love. So there is no developer bias when it comes to that stuff.
Right.
But booting up Halo 4 after the 4K texture update or whatever happened, just the main screen, just seeing the face up on the screen, I was like, holy crap, this is a night and day difference.
And I can't, another first party IP with Halo.
Yes.
Okay.
And so I played, I started over from scratch. I went ahead and created a new, brand new mission for, Gears 4, popped it in, played it, jaw-droppingly gorgeous. You didn't see any jagged edges. The lighting on it is second to none. The debris in the background that you could see, and granted, a lot of this have to do with the type of TV I'm using as well. Being able to see the blacks and the darks and not a gray that should be black, not seeing gray. It all works together, man, and it was really impressive. And after I played for about 10 minutes, something happened, Craig, and I'm going to tell you what happened. I got used to Gears. It's like, it's Gears. So I'm used to it. I played it. I beat the game several times.
Yeah.
I got used to it. So I think that wow factor kind of wore off pretty quick on me. But, regardless of what I feel about it, the mere fact that I was impressed that this X was able to do that, I can see in the future it being able to wow everybody once those first party items kick off.
Wow. Well, I mean, the main thing is that you're excited for it. I know you were on the fence. Like 72 hours ago, I remember I talked to you, were like, well, I don't know, I'm on the fence about it. So obviously, and that's the main thing is that, and you and everybody that's bought them, I've not seen anybody throwing a fit, at least public.
Yeah. Well, and okay, Savage, we're heading on to the next game now. Halo 5. That was the third game that I popped in. And so since I downloaded it, automatically downloaded everything.
Yeah.
With the texture pack already there. That was another lofty, that was like 50 gigs. That was about 50 something gig download. So I downloaded that, played the single player from scratch from the beginning. I didn't want to leave off where I left off last time. And the quality is there. I can see that this game it looks pretty good. It does. It doesn't look stunning where it's like this is some next gen stuff. It just looks really nice and clean. The lighting is a little bit more pronounced. You can see the textures on the little aliens on their skin. You can see the design of their skin now. You can see what the developers wanted you to see, but you couldn't see it because it ran in such just a low resolution. Even though it was HD, then dynamic HD, it still wasn't. You can't get all the textures and everything that you need there. So, but that game, it's Halo. Now, here's the thing. We need to keep in mind, guys, when you're playing these games again, the game doesn't change. The X is not going to change the game.
Yeah.
It's just going to change how the game looks. That's it. So if you're looking to play Halo 5 again on the X, expecting Halo 6, that's not going to happen.
Well, you're talking about the mechanics. You're still playing Halo. Now, granted, you got Luke Cage. Let's just give him a caveat. You got Luke Cage in this game. So Halo 5.
That's true. That's true.
So yeah.
So
far, you're very impressed overall with the first party that you put in, that you played today. And like you said, you've been playing off and on all day, give or take.
Yes.
All right. Well, were you able to get anything else in? I mean, you had the birthday party, so shout out to you guys for that. Any multiplayers that and now this is not. I'm asking this, guys, because there are people on the fence who are kind of like okay because they saw Digital Foundry's thing on was it Titanfall 2? They butchered it for Xbox. Okay, according to Digital Foundry, I like Titanfall. I'm glad Titanfall's got an update. I said that yesterday, when me and you did the podcast. Yeah. So, all right, but did you see any? Now, what? All right, now let me ask you. I got to phrase it correctly. What games do you have that you've been able to play both on the new Xbox you got here and then the PlayStation's Pro? Any multi-plats have you been able to play, spend some time with?
Yes. So I'm going to leave Shadow of War last.
Okay.
Yeah. When I talk about that, I'm going to have my man Supersonic Wolf. He needs to exit the chat. He needs to get off of the channel because I don't want to have egg on my face. But let's see what I had. Assassin's Creed. So I have it on the X. I have it on the X, and I have it on the Pro. So Assassin's Creed came out last week?
Yeah,
I think it was yeah. So so I bought him that. I bought that. I played it. I'm pretty far along on that. And when I played it on the X, I wasn't underwhelmed, but it didn't make a night and day difference to me. I did see, but it was a kind of a hard sell that both of those games look beautiful. By no stretch of the imagination did the Pro look bad. I mean, it's freaking awesome on the Pro. Playing it on the X, I couldn't tell that much difference. It could have been some, little bit better textures or whatever, but it wasn't as pronounced. It didn't I'm going to tell you this. The Gears blew me away. Halo made me smile for a second. What else? Forza 7 made me smile for a second. Assassin's Creed, it really didn't make me feel any way. I just felt like I was playing it on the Pro. So, yeah. So, but that's not a knock on it. That's just saying that they made such a good game, and they optimized both of them to fit where it need to be, and I can dig it. I can dig it. Which
that developer said on Twitter. He said the game looks good on both. So
yeah.
So does your TV, does it do Dolby? Is it Dolby Vision or
Dolby Atmos? Yeah.
Okay. All right. So so is there like a major sound difference in 5.1 to 7.1 to the Atmos, or have you tried it with the games yet?
Yeah. So I'm gonna go in on that. What's up, OBJ the Don, man? Long time no see, man. I haven't checked out any of your videos, man. I'm waiting for you to come back, brother. I need some more laughs and stuff. I need that insight.
Yeah. I love it. I love your videos, OBJ, because your face don't change, bro. I mean, I don't know how you just crack. I'm over cracking up the stuff you saying, man.
Oh yeah, man. He the Bernie Mac of YouTube, man. He will have you rolling.
Yeah, cool, man. Good to see you, though, OBJ. Good to see you, brother. Always good to see a familiar face.
Definitely. So we were where was I?
Well, you can finish up Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed. So
this is one of the first multi-plats, and of course, I've got the burning question of the night. But go ahead and finish what you were talking about as far as the maintenance you seen that caught your eye off the bat.
Yeah. So Assassin's Creed ran smooth, but it also runs smooth on the Pro. I didn't see any big difference between the Pro and the X. And I think this is what all developers need to do. They need to, I'm not saying spend a lot of time on each individual platform, but they need to make sure there's a benchmark saying, hey, we're going to run this game at the highest resolution we possibly can without affecting frame rate. whatever that is. Now, I was truly doubt we will ever this generation see a multiplat running 30 frames on one console and 60 frames on the other. That's just not going to happen. They don't want that parity. They don't want that big of a difference. They will change the resolutions, but they will not change the frames. Right. I truly believe that, and so far that has been the case. So I think, rest assured, so far of the time I've been spending with the X, man, I'm impressed. Again, it's not a night and day difference, but there's one caveat, and shout out to my man Wolf. We've been fighting each other behind the scenes, jabbing at each other every now and then over the X and the Pro. He's the neutral guy now, and he tries to cut it down the middle, and I'm still, doing my jabbing for the PlayStation side. But today, Kratos took his fanboy hat off, and I'm just giving it to you guys raw. Shadow of War. As much as I've been telling Wolf, it's not going to be any difference. It's not going to be any difference. Jeez, guys, I can say the Pro gets a black eye when it comes to Shadow of War. Mm-hmm. I have it on the Pro running in 1440p or whatever resolution it needs to be there, and it runs beautifully on the Pro. It doesn't give me any hiccups. It's smooth. The graphics looks good. But, man, when you boot up Shadow of War on the X, god damn, there is a night and day difference. And I got to hold that L. I am willing to give them a W for that. Bravo. That thing, man, you can see the splints in the wood when you walk in on the little, the little wooden things. You can just see, you see the NPCs, you see their face, you see all the details. So, it's just, it's not just a little blade of grass difference. It's a night and day difference. Now, granted, whether the developer of that game, whether they decided to work on the X a little bit more than the Pro, it doesn't really matter, guys. We can't damage control that. It doesn't matter how long that they spent on one game or that, or whether a patch. I'm not going to damage control that. That game laid the Pro on its ass. That is one of the defining games, and I have it on PC. That's the saddest part. I have it on the Pro and PC, and now I got it on the X, and I'm just not going to lie, I wasn't even that impressed. And I told Wolf this. I was not impressed with Shadow of War on the PC because it reminded me of Shadow of Mordor, which was a great game. I loved it. Yeah. But man, it's Shadow of War on the X is their defining multi-plat game. It showed the night and day difference. And I got to give it up to them. In OBJ, yes, it does run 60 frames per second. It's a 60 frames per second game. It's smooth, no frame drops that I noticed. Again, I'm not Digital Foundry, and I don't have some damn binoculars that zoom in 400%. I just got a 4K LG OLED, and it's again, the game is great. I don't think you're gonna miss anything out if you play it on the PlayStation or the S or the Pro. It's just the X does a lot more when it comes to this particular game. And, maybe in the future we'll see more multi-plats that does stuff like this. And that's all I can say for that particular game.
Yeah, again, and I've said this before, my opinion is that as we get further along in the generation, you will start seeing a separation. But just when you thought it was going to get really bad, that's when Sony will announce their new system. That's just the way it's this gen is setting up. So, but yeah, like I said, you're coming to us with this. So you've got it. It's almost like, okay, you have Digital Foundry, saying that Titanfall, and somebody in the chat said the Titanfall video wasn't that serious. Guys, look, if you're gonna chub up Digital Foundry, that's fine, but chub them all the way up. You can't say on Friday it's one thing, and then on Tuesday they're it's not serious. It is what it is. It's just hold off and wait and see if they can. I mean, it's still a great, there's just some parts of it that run better on the Pro.
Here's the thing.
Obvious.
Yeah, here's the thing, Craig. Guys, keep in mind now, I have it on PC too. So I have it on PC and it runs in 4K. And you guys know the graphics card I have. Now here's the thing. Now, when I'm playing this game, I don't have a frame counter. I don't have anything that shows me, it's not like those development units where the Xbox X has a little LED display on it and it shows you, and it shows you how many frames. But I'll tell you, that shit was butter smooth. Now it was butter smooth and it was fast. It was quick. No stutter. Now, OBJ, I need to check the stat sheets, brother. But goddamn, that game looked like it was running 60 frames. Now, if I find out it was running 30, then hey, that just Shadow War. It was just something wrong with my eyes, or maybe I just can tell. But the game is smooth as hell, and if it's supposed to be a 60 frames per second game, there was nothing about that game that showed me it was less than a rock solid 60 frames per second. Yeah, you probably right. But here's the thing, OBJ. I got it on PC, so I run it in 4K, and it's obviously 60 plus frames per second.
Here with my
and after we get off, I'll do my I'll turn the PC on. All of yeah, I'll turn my PC on, and I'll do. You there, Craig? Craig.
Right here. Where is it?
Craig, I think you going in and out. But I have have it on PC, and I cannot literally tell the difference. But I can tell you that the X does look better. It does look better. I mean, maybe I'm just the wrong guy when it comes to frame counting, because again, I have it on PC. I play in VR a lot. I don't know. I play with the Oculus and with PSVR and stuff. Huh?
They're saying it's 4K 30.
Okay.
On the X. I was on the PC. I think the PC they were running it at 60.
Okay. Well, I tell you this: for a game that's 4K 30, keep in mind it has the different modes that you can select.
Yeah,
I think it has one that's I think one's you can set it to resolution, the other one you can set it to performance, and the other one you can set it for quality or something like that. So, but again, I tried every single mode just to see what it would look like, and the game is butter smooth, man. I have no qualms about that game.
All right.
At all. But I can't say enough about that. I need it just looks so much better than the Pro. It does.
Right. Well, I understand that. Yeah, shout out to the person I went back and forth on Twitter with today. I think it was Cycle. Cycle brought up Shadow of War looking like soup. And he said, yeah, Digital Foundry said that Xbox X did a lot more. And I said, it did the one game. I said, but it also said bad things about Titanfall. It did say that looked kind of soupy as well. So, I mean, again, he can. Instead of, I said, look, if you're on here typing, you're not playing. You should be playing, So we're here watching Stranger Things, So, so I was sitting here on the computer, and we were just kind of looking back and forth. But no, it sounds like you're genuinely excited about it. So that's great news.
Yeah.
So,
now keep in mind, guys. Okay, when we talk about Digital Foundry, we need to realize these guys use specialized equipment to count the frames and scan and analyze the screen, the image, the video that goes through a processor. When you're playing it on your TV in your hands, the chances of you experiencing a lot of the stuff is probably not the best judgment. It's good for us fanboys to go back and forth and stuff, but the experience that I've had so far, and again, I'm not that guy. What's the guy from Digital Foundry?
Richard.
Yeah, I'm not Richard Ledbetter or whatever his name is. I'm not that guy. But I've been playing games for a long time, and I play on PC. You guys have my PC handle, you have my PSN and my Xbox gamer tag for a long time, and I'm not claiming to be the best guy and have the best eyes in the world, but I play on the best and I try to buy the best. But I can't knock the X at all on this one particular game. I just can't. No matter how much I try to take up for the pro and you know, and be that. Today I told you guys I was going to take the fanboy hat off and give the guys their just due, and today is their day. They get to enjoy it. Tomorrow I'll be back bashing them and beating them up. And that's just what I do. And that's just what I do.
And was it with the dog and the something, and the dog was always trying to get something or something like that. Somebody was always trying to the cat all the time. The dog would beat it up. Then they take a lunch break together, and then they go back to whooping each other's asses. And then the clock would go off, and then they'd walk home together. It's like, oh, see you tomorrow.
Exactly. Now keep in mind, guys, a lot of the stuff that we whine about as gamers, we have no business whining about, and that's just true for both sides.
Facts.
You spend $300, you spend $400 and $500, and you're expecting, 4K 60 uncompromised. Let's stop it. We need to look in the mirror. We really do. It's good for the fanboy stuff, but I'm starting to think a lot of these guys aren't just joking like I am, and maybe I had a hand in that. But guys, I'm just, again, I mean, you know me, I just troll, just have fun. But you see me, playing my games. You see me buying everything. I just, some of this stuff, we just gotta enjoy it, because at the end of the day, we really need these Xbox guys and PlayStation guys to go out there and buy an X. We want this thing to be successful, because if they're not going to push Sony. And then Sony's going to start slacking because they're the only thing in town. And I mean, we just have to. We have to keep going. And it felt good hearing Phil Spencer and Xbox guys, the executives, saying, hey, we have some games in the pipeline. We're going to invest in studios. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. For now, yes, we're going to get sub 60 frames per second some games. Sometimes it's going to stutter because Digital Foundry says so. Sometimes it's not going to be perfect native 4K. Sometimes it's going to fluctuate, but that's okay. You spend the last 30 years of your life, for most of us, playing at 15 to 30 frames per second at standard definition. It's okay. And if you just one of those guys have to have the highest resolution, you should be on PC.
Yeah. Preach it.
And that's,
you want lock frames per second. You need to be on PC.
Yeah. And now keep in mind, yes, the X so far, man, it's been a great. It's shaping up to be positive to me. Now here's the negative that I've seen, and I'm not going to bark on the negative, but I'm going to tell you guys the truth. There's a lot of games that still don't have the patch, and some of these are first party. You're right, OBJ. Yeah, the days of Microsoft pushing Sony are long. Yeah, they so far behind, brother. Maybe next generation. That's all I can say. Maybe next generation. But the Microsoft of old is the Xbox of old is never going to be again. We need to get that out of our mind. Xbox is never going to be the Xbox of old again. We will never have a bunch of massive first party games, exclusives, and a variety of games. Those days are over. And we have a lot of people to blame. We have Microsoft for being cheap, for worrying about money, putting money first over building up install base. But 50% of that goes to the gamers. The gamers this generation started worrying more about frames and resolution in Digital Foundry instead of buying their games. They started boycotting their games that didn't reach the same equality an equal playing field as the PlayStation version. And that has bitten them in the ass because they have no sequels.
Yeah.
But this is a semi reset for the Xbox guys. Let's give them a bone. Let's enjoy it. They probably will have the better multiplats for whatever that's worth. Multiplats are half of the games. Exclusives are the other half. Some people are going to say, I'd rather have a little bit of both than all of a half. And so that just depends to the individuals. I think everybody needs to go out and you should have an Xbox and you should have a PlayStation in your house, and even a Nintendo, even a Switch.
Yeah, and with that, now do you have a 1080p TV at your house?
I don't, brother. I haven't had a 1080p TV in my house in probably about 2-3 years.
Okay. Yeah, because I would like to find out what the 1080p thing is like. And everybody that I know has 4K.
Well, this is what you can do.
Okay.
Even if you have a 4K TV, you can still set it to 1080p mode and see how it's going to run.
Oh,
yeah. Obviously, it's going to stretch.
But the TV will upscale it though, right?
Yeah, it's going to upscale it. It's going to upscale, but that upscale is stretching the resolution. It's not adding any additional frames. It's just stretching.
All right. Yeah. I forgot that. I forgot all about that. Yeah, you can set it just like the Xbox One S. Yeah. So I do the backwards compatibility. I set it to 1080p.
Yeah.
And it let the TV. Yeah, you're right. Because if you put it in 4K, and the game ain't, it looks yucky. I was like, this don't look that good. So.
Yeah. Now keep in mind, guys. Like Halo Storm just said, if you care about nothing but exclusives, get the S. If you care about nothing but exclusives, get the S. Look, exclusives matter. You can't damage control that. Sony's exclusives will beat all of Microsoft's old exclusives and the multiplats. It's just what it is. Now, of course, it's not going to sell more than a multiplat because you count the PlayStation, the Switch, the Xbox, and the last generation. Some of those games come on the PS3 and the Xbox 360. So that's why those numbers are skewed. But for a single game, a single console game, Sony has that night and day. You just can't get any better. Those are just the facts. Those games are gonna sell 4 to 5 to 6 million every time on one platform, not on multiple platforms. So there's a reason why, you get. You just have to have exclusives. Okay, look at Paris Games Week.
Yeah,
that was the definition of having exclusives. When they showed The Last of Us, when they showed Ghost of Tsushima, hopefully I'm saying War. Right. Yeah, God of War. When they showed those games, those are the defining reasons you need exclusives. When right now, when I'm playing God of War, Gears of War 4 on the X, that is a defining reason to have exclusives. Because you can't get that game on any other platform, and the developers made sure that they took 100% accountability on making sure that thing runs the best that it possibly can. So,
I agree with what Savage Yuga just said. Exclusives gives the platform its identity, where it be a Mario or Wario or Pokemon, that's exclusive. You think of Nintendo, you think God of War, Uncharted, stuff like that. You think of PlayStation. And up until 15, when you Forza and Gears and stuff like that, that was all on Xbox. So that's what you thought. Halo, stuff like that. So that's what's amazing is that some people, because it's not all, it's not the entire Xbox community. It's 5%. They're running around saying that exclusives don't matter. And the fact is Halo, Knights of the Old Republic, Splinter Cell, Gears of War, the first Mass Effect game, those are games that makes the Xbox, period. those are all exclusive games. Now that some of those changed, they with the PC and some did go to the PlayStation platform. But overall, that's what made Xbox, not multi-plat games. So but that's you've said it best, Kratos. It's been that's beating a dead horse at this point. I'm no longer going to argue that anymore. It's obvious that the people who only think multiplats are the shiznit, and I just got to leave it there. We talked about this kind of last night, as far as what we can do as people who do podcasts. It's like, well, I'm not even going to give them any more shine. Yeah. Hey, look, exclusives do matter. I'm not here to say multiplats don't matter, but exclusives do matter. You got to give your people a reason to buy your console.
Listen, this is what it is, Craig, and I'm just going to leave it here.
Yeah,
exclusives matter. You need an identity, because when people go to the store, if they're looking on the shelves and they see 3 consoles and they're saying, well, this one here gives me multiplats that I can get on all of the rest of the console. Well, where am I going to spend my money? Well, on this console here, it gives me other games that I can't get. I want the console that'll give me access to all the games, not just some of the games. Now, maybe if they cut the price in half, since they're giving me access to half the games, then I'll buy it. But I'm not going to spend $500 or $400 or $200 for half of something where I can buy the other console and get the whole part of the pie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if you apply it to anything else in your life, you're not going to do it. Are you going to pay more? I don't know. If you go to an amusement park and they say, all right, you pay more, you're going to be able to ride 15 things, and there's 42 rides. Even though you may not ride 42 rides, and I totally get it. Nobody goes to the amusement park and rides everything. Yeah. Well, most people don't. We'll put it like that. So you're going to say, I still want access to the whole park. I'm not paying for just one part of the park, even though I know at Kings Island is close to me. You can pay for the water park only and stuff like that. But that's fine. That's a different price. That's going to be cheaper than having access to the whole park. And if Mary Jane walks in with little Jimmy and little Jimmy says, well, the Xbox X, I can play this. And mommy says, yeah, well, with PlayStation, you can play that and these other ones, and it's cheaper. It's more than likely going to happen. But again, it's been talked about. People have debated about it. It's a dead horse. That train has left the station. The boat is sank. That's over with. Let it go. Like the song, let it go, just let it go. So if exclusives didn't matter, Nintendo Switch would have came out and still been collecting dust. All they got is exclusives. Yeah. All they got is exclusives. So, it is what it is. So, but go on, brother. I'm sorry I didn't mean to interrupt you. I took off there. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. But you know what? Back to the X.
Yes.
So I played Call of Duty World War II. I popped the game in. The game looks beautiful. The new art direction of Call of Duty, I'm glad. I don't know if it's running on a new engine, but I can tell you this: the graphics are a big overhaul. I like what they did with the game. Now, here's the thing: I haven't played it on the Pro. I haven't played it on PC, but what I have seen, it looks good. I don't know if it has the 4K texture pack. I don't know if it has the update yet. And if it doesn't, it still looks good. I have moved in close to the wall like Digital Foundry, to show you stuff. And I do see not grainy, but I do see some blurriness. I just don't know if that's what the developer intended for that to happen or what. But that's what I can tell you guys about that particular game. It's a beautiful game. I think it's a great game on all the platforms that it's on. I just don't know. I just don't know if it has the patch or not. I haven't been able. I'm not that guy that goes on Microsoft's website and look at their list of. I just buy games and play them. You know, I just do the whole trolling thing and stuff for fun with you guys, and you know, like having fun, keeping things interesting or whatever. But I haven't did that. And it doesn't really matter to me, but I would like to know, is the Call of Duty World War II, if any of you guys in the chat, do you know if it's been patched for the X? Has it been enhanced? Phil Spencer said earlier, he noted that on the Xbox, inside of the taskbar, if you go into the menu, you can select a tab that'll show you all the games that are enhanced for the X.
Okay.
And right now, I only have 5 games that are showing up, but there's more that are definitely patched, but it's just not showing up. So he says that that's a bug, and they'll fix that. Because I really do want to know, because I set my tab to show, you know, I just want to see all the games that are enhanced by the X. I don't want to see any other game that's not. Just now, so I can do my comparison.
Right, listen, do you know if they're gonna, the games that are already in circulation that are used, are the people going to, like the people that work in the stores, are they going to put some kind of tag or sticker on the games and say enhanced, or are it just going to be, you know, they're going to give you a list, or is there something they're working on, or
no? That the stores are not going to do that. It's not the store's job. They won't go back and put a sticker on Rise Son of Rome saying it's patched or it's enhanced or anything like that. What's going to happen is going forward, it's going to have, when you look at the back of the box, it'll say Xbox X enhanced or the Pro enhanced and stuff like that. But it's really up to Microsoft to market their, you know, to update their website and get the word out that, hey, here's a list of all of the games that are enhanced. Keep in mind, Microsoft said that there's over 140 games that are enhanced. Yeah. 95% of those games, guys, are Xbox 360 and backwards compatibility games.
Yeah, because those games count as enhanced as well. They wordsmithed it. You gotta love how they got around it. I love it. I've said that before. I love how they wordsmith. You know, to me, it was funny as hell.
It's almost illegal how they do it, man. Like
it's misleading. Now, what? It's misleading. It's not illegal. There is a difference. But you're right. I see where you're going with it.
This is how I knew Microsoft, the Xbox, wasn't doing good. When they started bragging on user engagement numbers, that's when you know you're getting your head bashed in. Because nobody cares how many hours these people have shot, you know, people in Doom. Nobody cares about that stuff. Also, another telling thing was when they bragged about we were the best selling console in the 4th quarter of this year. And it's like, hold up. Either you won the whole year. You don't take a quarter of that and say you're the best selling for these 3 months. Get out of here. That's when you know you're reaching and grasping for straws. After that, Microsoft took the gloves off and they will just do whatever they can just to grab at something. And, you know, it maybe it worked and maybe it hasn't, but, you know, today is their day. They deserve it. They have made a great console that if you have an Xbox, OG Xbox One or an Xbox One X, get rid of that thing, man, and go buy you a X. You'll future-proof yourself, at least for the next couple of years, and you can stop taking L's if it really matters to you. You know, a lot of guys say, yeah, I just game. I don't care. I'll play with the S. And it's like the sales numbers speak differently. You know, people literally did not go out and buy any of these games, and therefore they did not get a sequel. So that means resolution and being the 2nd-tier platform was enough for them to just not even buy the games. And that's unfortunate.
Yeah, and like I said, and shout out to Savage Yugos. He said that the Call of Duty got the update. Now, again, I've not looked at it because you all know me. I've specifically said if I have a choice between Wolfenstein and a Call of Duty game, I'm going to default to Wolfenstein 100 over 100 times. It's not even close. But he said it looks a little bit better on the X. And I'm like, all right, now this is where you have to make a decision as a consumer. Is it $500 better or is it not? And I'm not. That's totally up to you all. The issue is that you have people who think that it is, and they're trying to push what they believe onto you. That's why you're getting pushback. It's like, okay, if it's worth $5 to you, fine. But it's like Bethesda's going to support it. And I'm like, yeah, well, if I can play Fallout and I can go around and kill a rat with that pipe like I was doing on the 360, I just had a lead pipe. I was killing that rat, in the sewer. There's all these rats down there. I was just killing them, putting it in slow motion and stuff like that. So for me, that adds value to the system. Now, I can't push that value that I have on the next man or woman. Yeah. And I think that's part of the problem is that you got a group of people thinking that this is going to change everything. And people are excited about it, but to think it's going to be earth-shattering and may want to pump your brakes. It's still very good, though. That doesn't mean it's bad, Yeah. So yeah. But I'm excited for the people that have it. So
well,
it's Skyrim and Doom.
I do have Doom. I'm installing Doom now. Okay. Now keep in mind, guys, Doom comes out Friday for the Switch. So man, I can't wait for that puppy. The Switch is a whole nother ball game, man. I'm getting everything for that sucker there. I gotta play on the go, and again, it's a great platform. That thing is selling like hotcakes. It's dropping games every week.
Seems like it. Walk in the store, there's something else there.
Okay. Savage, he said textures are the same on the Pro and the Xbox One X. Okay. All right. Well, again, I told you I don't have it on the Pro. I got it on the X. Again, I needed something to play on the X. So that was one of the games I said, okay, I'll just get it on the X. A beautiful game. I just there's nothing that just stands out and tell me this is the X only feature. That's why I was trying to give you guys an insight to the difference in what games, if you decide to get an X, what games will you see a little bit of difference, or what games will you see a big difference? I know for a fact Shadow of War is a huge difference. That is a game that you have to get if you get the X. Gears 4, that patch on that thing is the defining game. That's the reason to own an exclusive. It did that game justice.
Yeah.
Halo, it was okay. It was okay. It's a beautiful game.
It's got Luke Cage. It's got Luke Cage.
Yeah, but it didn't knock my socks off. I just was like, okay, it's just they just fixed what was wrong with the first one. It wasn't. It didn't make me feel the same way like when I was playing Shadow of War or Gears. Assassin's Creed, again, it looks beautiful on the Pro and the X. I didn't see much of a difference. I don't know. Maybe I got glaucoma or something. Maybe I got cataracts or something. But again, I do have Quantum Break. I haven't played it yet. Keep in mind, guys, these games are like freaking 200 gigs to install. And I have a 4 terabyte external drive that I'm downloading everything to. And I'll use my internal for the 4K recording stuff. Now, one thing I noticed is I am limited to 30 seconds of 4K recording. And I recorded some things in 4K HDR, in supposedly 60 frames. I think. I don't know, but I'm gonna have to check on that. Again, I'm looking for you guys to tell me all the stats and the stuff like that. I wish Sunset Overdrive did have an enhanced mode, Danny. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen. Those guys are too busy working on Spider-Man.
Yeah. That so far from what we've seen, they look like they're doing a pretty good job so far. It could be different, I don't know. So, that looks like day one for me. Like I said, I personally think that'll launch between Infinity War and Black Panther.
Okay,
kind of in the vernacular. So that's just my opinion. So
okay, Halo Storm. He told me to use an external drive and switch it to media, and it'll remove the 30-second cap. Okay, that means I'm going to have to buy a second external hard drive, because right now all my games are installed to the external. I have nothing on the internal drive. So that means you have to choose either or. You can't use the external as media and games. So you guys need to realize that. There is some caveats to that. While people are crying and complaining about not enough storage or having to go out and buy memory cards for the Switch, guys, you're in the same position. You have to go out and spend the same $100 for external drives for the PlayStation and for the Xbox X. So, just that's just try to keep that into check where we can kind of play fair.
All right, now I've got a question here.
Okay, OBJ. I did, brother. I went ahead and gave 2 away today instead of 1. Some guy named Ryan Gullion or something like that, he won, and some guy, the 2K fame guy or whatever. I don't know their Twitter handles, but on Twitter. And how I did that was, today's my daughter's 16th birthday. We did her Sweet 16 thing. She got her car and everything, and I had her to go on my phone, pick some 2 random people off of Twitter, and she did that and wrote them down and gave it to me. And when I came back to the house, I announced it, tweeted it out, and the guys said that they were thankful, and I'll be sending it to them tomorrow. And we'll do that again sometime soon, guys. We'll have some stuff. I'm always doing stuff like that, giving back to the community, or at least I try as much as possible. But again, there is no requirement. I don't require a sub. I don't require a like. I don't want you to do anything. You don't have to vote or anything. Just be on Twitter and, communicate every now and then, where I'll see you on my timeline, and we'll scroll through that puppy and just randomly select somebody. I know a lot of other people give giveaways, but there's caveats. You have to subscribe, like, and stuff. I don't promote my stuff like that. This is a hobby that I have, and I'm mostly featured on people's stuff, and I ultimately just really don't have time to try to grow my channel or anything like that. I'm mostly on Twitter when I'm in the office or in a boardroom meeting or something like that, and just goofing off with you guys. That's kind of how I like it.
Yeah. Now, for my question, there's somebody in the chat saying that somebody's calling BS on the 150 games for back compat. Yeah, they wordsmith that. They counted that as enhanced. I mean, and again, I'm not gonna. This is not a day to go in and call BS. This is not that day. This is Sunday. This is a day of rest. And this is people who bought it. People are, and that's the main thing here. So again, I don't have one. So, and Kratos is just giving a blow by blow on what he has seen, and there's no reason for him to lie, So, and that's and so I'm just here kind of asking basic questions, and I'm not bashed it at all. I mean, I don't,
Well, okay, it's 162 backwards compatible game. Okay, fine. It doesn't matter. Here's the thing. Yeah. All the games I have right now, I have about 6 or 7 of them that are enhanced. I'm sorry, guys. I don't play old Xbox 360 games. Those days are over. That's not my deal. I could care less. I've beat Halo. I've beat Gears and stuff. This is me downloading it so I can see what the difference is. I bought the system because I'm looking forward to the new stuff. And unfortunately, I have to wait to next year before I'm able to play new stuff. I'll get the Sea of Thieves, I'll get the State of Decay, and whatever else that lies in the future. So I am, I've already bought those games. I've already beat them. I don't go back to that stuff. I have no reason to do that just to say, hey, now my feelings are better. It doesn't matter to me. I could care less.
Yeah. Now let me ask you. I had 2 questions actually. Damn, I forgot the one. Yeah. Now somebody, this took my breath away. Oh, okay. This is for people who are Mass Effect fans. Today is N7 Day, November 7th. If we were going to get a build for the X, we would have found out today. We got nothing, nada, zilch. It ain't happening. We were hoping for a, like I was saying, maybe a 1080p 60 reset or remix, whatever you want to call it, remaster of the first 3 games. I said this the other day. Nothing. All they did was thank us for 10 years. I mean, it's just like, all right, that's it. We're done. It's sad. I was angry, and I'm like, why am I angry? Because I knew it wasn't going to happen, but I got people. Well, never mind. It's just not that day. It's not that day. All right, my question, and I think you know what I'm about to ask, and it just came up in the chat. So, all things aside, we have been told by somebody who allegedly had some insider information about Ubisoft. No, I ain't gonna throw no names here, but you've got Assassin's Creed on the X, and you said you got the most updated version. That's what you got, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Does it have a 1080p 60 mode?
Yes.
I'm just asking.
Yes.
It does have a 1080p 60 mode. Cool. Mm-hmm. All righty. So there you go.
Yeah. Yeah. The truth, you better get State of Decay on PC if you want a smooth frame. Again, I have to refrain myself from any fanboy. I can't beat up on the guys today. Tomorrow, I will. Trust me, I'll go ham. But today, I promise, I will let them live. I will give them a W for today. I'll let them gloat, brag, and have fun. Tomorrow, Kratos comes back. Again, I just want to give you guys my take of having the X, and after me unboxing it and the games that I'm interested in and what I've downloaded and the experience that I have, because I have both the Pro. Now, this is coming from a typically a Pro PlayStation guy. I mean, you guys know me. I'm the god of PlayStation. Or at least that's what I tell people. But at the end of the day, you guys already know I have everything. But I can't knock this console. It's a solid console. Now, did it make me fall out of my seat? Is it the next second coming of Jesus? No, it's not, because I already had the Pro. So I've been playing quite a while. And I'm going to exclude PC. That's not even in the running. We should never include PC in console talk. But the X, I've been playing for a whole year on the Pro at 4K native, at 4K checkerboard, at 1080p 60, 1080p 30, and all of the above. I've been playing it, so I know what to expect.
Yeah,
and it's been okay. I've had no complaints. I spent an awful lot of money for these 4K OLED TVs, and I want a console that can just give it what it needs to be. So I've been happy thus far. I just wanted to see what was the difference a year later. A year late. Can somebody find out if Assassin's Creed has a 60 frames per second mode?
I just asked you that. You said yeah.
No. I want somebody to re-verify that.
Okay.
I do not multitask at all, so I can't pull up the article and stuff like that. I've already admitted, based on some articles that I've read, you read 2 or 3 articles that say one thing, then we find out next week, it's false. So I look forward to you guys in the chat kind of confirming that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so that again, OBJ, bro. Unfortunately, man, I'm the last guy to give you a confirmation on frames. Like you said, man, you can instantly tell the difference between a 30 frame and a 60 frame game. Me, not so much. As long as it's butter smooth, even Drive Club, that was a 30 frames per second game to me, and that shit was fast. But again,
Forza Horizon is 30 frames per second. That's fun. I can't tell.
Yeah, I'm willing to concede my faults. That again, maybe I got glaucoma. Maybe my senses aren't as young as they used to be. But I do want to get back to you with that answer. I do want to get back to you with that without lying to you. So somebody can find that out for them, and we'll get them that.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be some testing done on that, because I've reached out to several people that bought the Xbox today and said, "Hey, look, if you got Assassin's Creed, let me know," because there have been people asking about it, and I don't know. I mean, people keep thinking I'm trolling. Like, dude, I'm trying to find out information, and I can't get anything out of the developer. Yeah. So because the developer said it was going to be one thing, and I'm like, if there's another thing, that's fine. So, no, Savage Yuga said it should be a toggle switch. I mean, I don't know. I can tell you on the Pro, that did not exist. Now, let me say this now. They are getting another update on Assassin's Creed on Friday. It's going to let you do different things to his hair. So, I don't, that just, you're going to be, kind of like Garage. Remember, they're trying to compete with, Shoot Fire, Witcher 3. That's what their development team said. We were aiming for better than Witcher 3. Yeah, and remember, you could cut his hair and change his look, shave his beard. So you're going to be able to do that, apparently. And I was actually going to do, when I podcast tomorrow, I was going to bring that up as far as that update, because that's been verified. But the other one, I agree. I don't know. But people tweeted me, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm waiting on somebody to tell me, because, man, if it doesn't, all hell's gonna break loose.
Well, I'm telling you this, man. I'm 36 years old, but my eyes may be 86. Shit, I don't know. Again, I depend on Digital Foundry and these websites just like you guys. I'll give you my opinion from a gaming standpoint.
Yeah,
but I don't. Again, shit. I mean, if a game is butter smooth and there's no lagging in it or anything like that, if it doesn't fluctuate, then I'm all game. But if I have a bunch of frame drops and I can't do it either. I'm like, I can't do that. But I will tell you when something is smooth, when it's butter smooth. And again, so they do have, on a lot of these games, they have the option where you can switch between, like Rise of Tomb Raider, you can switch between frame rate, or you can switch between resolution, or you can switch between the dynamic resolution. That'll give you a lot of the more detailed and stuff like that. I noticed. So I did go through those guys. And I can tell some of the sacrifices that are made when it's in the 60 frame mode. I just can't tell you guys the exact games that I did earlier. I really can't. So instead of lying to you, I'd rather just say, somebody in the chat, you guys do your research and find out the answer.
Yeah, let us know, because we don't know. That's why I ask, and that's why I'm glad you got one, Kratos, because I'm like, okay, if you get one, I know you'll probably see, I know you'll do your updates and stuff like that. So, and because other people I was asking that had Assassin's Creed, they were taking screenshots of it on Twitter and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, does it do 1080p 60?
Now, OBJ, that is true. That is 1,000% true, brother. And I think maybe I should have stayed at that case. When you're playing a shooter, yes, you will see a significant, instantly, difference between 30 and 60. Now, I think like a game like Assassin's Creed, just because of the way the game is designed, I don't think it'll be a night and day difference. Now, if you're playing Call of Duty or Battlefield or some shit like that, you get 60 frames or give me death. I'm one of those guys too. I do agree with that, but for most, like the average game, like what are some of the games that I played earlier that I mentioned?
Well, you said 460, right?
Yeah, Forza. I mean, it's a racer, so it's a solid 60, no slowdown. I noticed that, and I set the track to give me all the cars. I think it was like 24 cars or 24 or 28. I can't believe on one track at a time, and I just coasted in the middle, looking all around back and forth. There was not a stutter at all. So racers and shooters, they should always, even if they have to sacrifice detail, they should always be 60 frames per second. And that's just because that's just the way that shooters should be. Now, third-person games, like Assassin's Creed and Uncharted and stuff like that, a lot of those games are going for the cinematic effect. You know, as long as it's a lock 30 frames and not dipping, you know, fluctuating, then, you know, yeah.
Yeah.
Then I'm good. But there are some games that I can't mess with because it's just not it's not good. The frame's not good, the graphics is not good. Now, if you give me 30 frames, your graphics gotta be badass. You gotta show me why it's 30 frames. You gotta give me some Uncharted or Last of Us. You can't give me 30 frames and then your game ass ugly. Like, for example, this is probably gonna piss some guys off, but PUBG, I play that on PC.
Mm-hmm.
Play it in 4K. Shit, probably running almost 200 frames per second because the game is ugly. It's not meant to be pretty. It's not a pretty game. It's not supposed to. It's excuse me. It's a sandbox game.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, if you have another game that it's not meant to, is supposed to be a pretty or graphically demanding game, then maybe you're willing to sacrifice that. So, but here's the problem with the Xbox One X. PUBG is going to be 30 frames per second, and they're going to have crossplay with PC. These guys are going to get killed. I would select the option to only play with other Xbox X's. I wouldn't dare step into the realm of the PC because I'm gonna be the guy to take you out every time on the PC.
Wow. Well, yeah. Now, shout out to Savage Sugar. He said he can't find anything about Assassin's Creed. Okay, well then that's our answer. Because the last update I saw was about you be able to change his hair and stuff like that. That just happened a few hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
It happened. So that happened within the last 24 hours. So if it was going to be 1080p 60, then it would be online right now, even if they were going to add it down the road. But I'll look again tomorrow morning because tomorrow morning's hump day and I'm gonna be getting hot, you know. So. You know, but we'll see. Yeah. But yeah. Well, Kratos, yeah, go ahead, bro. It's you. Go ahead, man.
Guys, again, this, you know, I wanted to just tell you guys on my, you know, week-long adventure with this X. Now that you know, all the NDAs and all that stuff cleared, I just want to tell you guys what we have. You know, the X is going to be a great system once it gets more games under its belt. The biggest downfall, Achilles heel right now, is patching some of these games. They say there's over 140 or some, you know, whatever, 160 some games that's, you know, X enhanced. What games are those? Because those are the games that I don't play. I play newer type games and not Xbox 360 games, and definitely not launch titles. There's just, you know, I downloaded Sunset Overdrive in hopes that, you know, to see what's the difference. Maybe the X scales it better. Maybe it adds a little bit more because they said the DX12 is baked into the chip and, you know, all this marketing hype that they've been hyping up. So I really want to see, well, let's see if these guys lying to me like everything else that they lied about. So, but, you know, we will see. I will try to get on Mixer and stream some stuff. Unfortunately, guys, you still to this day, and 4 years later, you still cannot stream to YouTube from your Xbox, and that is
okay. Yeah, but I can explain that though, literally real quick, okay. Because Google is a competing company with Microsoft, with computers and stuff like that, software, search engines. So by Google. And Microsoft wants you to stream on their own device, or whatever it's called. I don't know if it's called Mixer or Beam, whatever it's called. Again, I'm not bashing. That's what Microsoft wants us to do. They want us to use their platform. Now, I would hope they would let you do motion or something, you know. Yeah. But hopefully they work that out. And hopefully at E3 they walk out on stage and say we've made a deal with Twitch, or something like that. So because Beam is too in-house, and you can't. It's not as much fun to publicly do it because you have that's just my opinion. But yeah, that's why they can't do it. But hopefully they change it. Hopefully Microsoft can get that changed. So
yeah, I'm sorry, but even still, YouTube is just too huge for them to not have it. That you just have to have it, and that's the Achilles heel, man. Especially for a lot of content providers, being able to, I don't know, man. I mean, you have the console, you can record 4K in 4K. Why can't you just stream in 4K if your bandwidth allows you? I don't know. Well, but I think in the future there's going to be something there. I'm being positive about this console. Was it worth $500? It's up to the eye of the beholder.
Facts.
I'm a guy. I buy all the consoles anyway, whether they're trash or not. That's just me. I'm a collector. I'm a gamer. Xbox will drop a game tomorrow, which I wish they would, and I just got to get it. I got to have that. I'm not going to be without when they have something that I want. That's just not. I'm a gamer, so I'm gonna support it, not for the company. I could care less about the company, but because of my gaming habits, and I do want Sony to be able to give me another 2017 like they did this year. I want them to give me that same effort next year. And shout out to Yoshida. He said that 2018 is going to be even bigger than 2017, and I believe it because of the big mega hits that they got coming next year. I mean, it's going to be nuts.
Yeah.
But again, this is the Xbox X episode. I was going to do unboxing, but guys, there's a million guys unboxing. You don't need my crappy unboxing video, but you do want to see and hear my take from a guy who owns the PlayStation 4 Pro and plays mostly on the Pro, and see my take with this thing. $500. Yes, it could have come with the Elite controller. That would have helped it a lot. They needed that Crackdown game. They needed a launch game. Lucky Tales is not that game, but it is what it is. We can only deal with what we have, and I think a lot of people are happy right now, especially the Xbox guys. They are happy that they finally, have the upper hand when it comes to hardware. Now, if they can just step up the software side, we'll be back in contention. They'll be back. People be back buying, I'm assuming. But they do need to go out and buy this Xbox. They do need to support it, man. You got to support it. You can't keep asking for sequels to games when you didn't buy the first one.
Right.
I saw a lot of guys, give us Sunset Overdrive 2, we deserve one. No, you don't. You don't deserve part 2 because you didn't buy part 1. Now, maybe Microsoft is like, look, we'll do this. We'll give you the X. It'll upscale it natively on the console. We're not going to put any special work for you. But if you go out and buy these old games, bring us back to where we need to be, then we'll go back and start investing in those games. And that's a smart strategy. Don't keep throwing money out there just so a bunch of YouTube and Twitter fanboys can fight each other all day. They're in it to make money, and you guys should be gaming, and you should be going out buying your games.
Yeah, preach, brother.
Yeah,
yeah, that's all. Yeah, I second that.
All right, guys. Well, again, Craig, man, thanks for hopping on here with me. It's always good, man. Thanks to everybody in the chat that stopped by. Almighty Spartan God, Halo Storm, as usual, Savage, The Truth, Danny, it's good seeing you. Sam, thanks for coming. OBJ, he blessed us with his presence. Hopefully, we'll see some new content from him coming soon. Everybody else that I missed out on, you guys can follow me at JDubCity16 on Twitter. I'm always keeping it, keeping you guys laughing with the memes and the gifs and the quick wit, and all the comebacks when I'm fighting it with my Xbox buddies on Twitter. Go ahead and shout yourself out, Craig. Tell them where they can find you, man.
Oh yeah, Craig Harris, the Pope of Xbox, affectionately known as, and Craig Harris on Twitter. Just come and follow me, and come check out the channel if you want. Sub to JW if you haven't. Hit that like button and subscribe. The man's somebody we need on YouTube. It just keeps it gaming and help keep us guys like me and other people grounded. So I appreciate that. But appreciate everybody coming into the chat and just hanging out with us and vibing with us, and we'll keep on trying to bring you good content. We're human. We will make mistakes. All right. So and remember, it's okay to disagree, people. Just don't be disagreeable.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Again, thank you guys for coming out and rocking out with me. You guys will always see me on Twitter. You'll see me. I've been deep and heavily into Gran Turismo Sport. I've been live streaming some online races as well as some of these manufacturer tournaments and tests and stuff like that. So you guys can always see me in my racing rig. Sometimes I wear my helmet and everything just to, get you guys laughing and everything like that. Again, thank you guys for rocking out with me, and let's do the thing, man. You guys got the X. Some of these guys have been waiting for 4 years, so they will no longer be oppressed. So now that they're free, it's the Emancipation Proclamation. Now we can now we can look forward to some fun banter on Twitter and YouTube. So you guys go out and buy your games, play them, and have fun. Take it easy, guys.